Have you ever wondered why some people seem overly confident to the point of arrogance? Could it be more than just an inflated ego? Let's delve into the enigma of Narcissistic Personality Disorder, often abbreviated as NPD. It's a term many of us have heard but perhaps don't fully understand. NPD is a psychological condition characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a deep need for admiration, and a striking lack of empathy. It's more prevalent than we may think. Studies suggest that up to 6% of the population may have this disorder, although it's often undiagnosed due to the individual's resistance to acknowledging their vulnerabilities. One common misconception about NPD is that it's merely an inflated ego or extreme self-love. However, it's more complex than that. At the heart of this disorder lies an exaggerated sense of superiority and self-importance, often manifested as arrogance and haughtiness. So how does this arrogance manifest in an individual's behavior, speech, and social interactions? Well, individuals with NPD often display snobbish, disdainful, or patronizing attitudes. They may come across as excessively confident, grandiose, and self-absorbed. They might talk excessively about their own achievements, belittle those of others, and react with disdain or anger to any perceived criticism. Yet it's essential to remember that these outward displays of superiority often mask underlying insecurities. The haughty demeanor, the arrogance, and the grandiose self-image are often elaborate facades constructed to protect a fragile self-esteem. In essence, the trait of arrogance in narcissistic personality disorder is a paradox. The very behaviors that seem to suggest an inflated sense of self-worth are often compensation for deep-seated feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. The mask of arrogance often hides a fragile self-esteem, a paradox that lies at the heart of narcissistic personality disorder. As we delve further into this enigma, we'll uncover the hidden insecurities, the social cost, and the path to healing. But for now, let's pause and reflect on the complexity of this disorder, remembering that beneath the surface of arrogance often lies a fragile and vulnerable self-esteem. But why would someone with such an inflated sense of self-worth harbor deep-seated insecurities? This question takes us to the heart of narcissistic personality disorder. The grandiosity, the arrogance, the haughtiness, they're all part of a complex psychological defense system. Let's delve a bit deeper. Picture an individual with NPD as a castle. From afar, it looks majestic, towering above everything else. Its high walls and imposing structure project an image of invulnerability, but inside the castle is not as it seems. The grand halls are empty, the rooms echo with loneliness, and the structure is fragile, teetering on the brink of collapse. In psychological terms, the castle's grand exterior represents the narcissist's inflated self-image. The emptiness and fragility inside symbolize their deep-seated insecurities. The walls, they serve to protect the individual from external threats that could expose their vulnerabilities. Now, what could these threats be? Criticism and rejection are the usual suspects. Individuals with NPD are highly sensitive to these, despite their outward show of superiority. A single negative comment can feel like a siege on their castle, triggering a defensive response. The haughty and arrogant demeanor? That's the castle raising its drawbridge and fortifying its walls. This reaction to criticism and rejection isn't just about protecting the ego. It's also about avoiding an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. Remember, beneath the grandiose self-image lies a fragile self-esteem. This fragility stems from an internal belief that they are not worthy of love or respect. So they compensate by inflating their self-worth, constantly seeking validation, and recoiling at the slightest hint of rejection. It's a paradoxical situation. The narcissist's need for admiration clashes with their fear of rejection. They crave validation, yet push people away with their arrogant behavior. Their haughtiness is a mask, a facade designed to hide their insecurities and protect their fragile self-esteem. Beneath the haughty exterior, there is often a desperate need for validation and fear of rejection. The castle, with all its grandeur and might, is guarding a delicate core. It's a poignant testament to the hidden insecurity that lies at the heart of narcissistic personality disorder. So, how does this trait of arrogance and haughtiness impact an individual's social relationships? Imagine trying to build a relationship with someone who constantly belittles you, dismisses your feelings, and seems to think they're always right. This is often the reality for those interacting with individuals who have narcissistic personality disorder. The exaggerated sense of self-importance, the need for constant admiration, and the lack of empathy make it incredibly challenging for them to establish and maintain healthy relationships. Often, the narcissist's relationships are characterized by power struggles. They may feel the need to assert their superiority at every turn, which can lead to constant conflict. They may also belittle or undermine others to maintain their illusion of superiority, which can result in hurt feelings and strained relationships. Moreover, their disdainful and patronizing attitude can create a sense of unease and discomfort in social interactions. This can lead to isolation, as others may choose to avoid engaging with them to protect their own emotional well-being. But the saddest part of this is that the narcissist is often oblivious to the damage they're causing. They're so caught up in their own grandiosity and arrogance that they fail to recognize the negative impact of their behavior on their relationships. In essence, a narcissist's world is often a lonely one, filled with power struggles and strained relationships. Their arrogance and haughtiness, rather than elevating them, often leads to their downfall in their social lives. How does one cope when interacting with someone displaying these traits? The key lies in setting healthy boundaries and understanding the deep-seated insecurities that fuel their behavior. When dealing with individuals with narcissistic personality disorder, remember that their arrogance is often a defense mechanism, a shield against their own fragility. This understanding can foster empathy, but it should not be a reason to tolerate derogatory or disdainful behavior. Setting boundaries is paramount. Define what is acceptable behavior and what is not. Don't hesitate to express your needs and stand firm when they are being dismissed or undermined. Avoid power struggles. Engaging in a battle of egos with a narcissist is often a losing proposition. Instead, focus on maintaining your own emotional equilibrium. Finally, remember that it's okay to seek help. Consulting with a mental health professional can provide strategies tailored to your unique situation. While empathy can be a helpful tool, protecting one's own emotional well-being is crucial. Is there hope for individuals with narcissistic personality disorder? Absolutely, and it begins with psychotherapy. This is the primary treatment approach, a journey of introspection and self-awareness. It's here where cognitive behavioral therapy shines, helping to untangle the web of distorted thinking patterns and fostering a more realistic self-perception. It's not an overnight fix, but a commitment to change. Understanding and addressing the root causes of these behaviors is a crucial step towards healing. The path to healing is a journey of 1,000 miles, and it begins with a single step.